in the mind of something greater. The separation begins for end of days. As I go through my search for who I am in this thing called life, each day is different. Some days I see my God holding the universe in His hands and blowing love from His lips into all the space that exists. Some days I see my God in other people that may even just smile at me when passing by. Some days I feel my God crawling through my body and out into my view. On some days, the birds hold messages that come from other worlds. Some days I can see the impact of the knowledge that there is no time, and all the colors sparkle as I bring these other realms into my consciousness for that moment. There are periods of being connected with the universe as I see other dimensions looking down upon me. The wind will speak the whisper of love. The rain will reflect my sorrow or my joy, depending upon how I feel at that time. The thunder will speak to me for attention as my God shows me His power. The more I become aware of my connection with creation, my reality changes. When I reflect back on who I was before I knew this world was there, the passion flows inside my heart and body as I remember the times of darkness. I remember the day I realized that I only have the moment and nothing else matters. I was standing in a corridor that leads to several doors in a hospital. I was thinking that I could not think another thought or do another thing, and I stood there crying with no relief in sight. I called my cousin, who told me to look at my foot. I didn't have any idea of how this would help, but I did what he suggested because I just wanted to die at that moment. I stood there looking at my foot and realized that all my past and all that could happen was not there with me at that moment. I just stood there looking at my foot for at least 10 minutes before I became aware of the echo of my breath. I did not know God at that time in my life, but I felt a presence that encased my entire body, and within a blink of an eye I felt better. The anxiety left me, and I was able to gather myself together to continue through that day of darkness. When I reflect back on days like that, and there were many, I now understand why I had such experiences. To reach my desperation for change was needed, and all the strength of who I now am comes from such experiences. On the days I forget where I come from, I take such memories out into the forefront of my thoughts so I can compare those times to who I am today. I take those memories of darkness to shine the light that God gives me into them for others who may need hope for their own struggles. Each time I took a few minutes to focus on my body and reminded myself that I am right here in this moment and nowhere else, I was able to fight with the thoughts of just wanting to die. Each time I breathed in, I would hold the air inside my lungs and look at my hands, my feet, and the moment would change. The thoughts of not being good enough, not mattering to anyone, or I am a failure would disappear as I began to realize the miracle of being in this body. I had to experience the feelings of desperation to know the love that is given to me and has been given to me all along. My love affair with my God is different every day. On the days I do not feel this presence, I reflect on my darkness so I can see this light that I now know is always there, waiting to shine. I am the tool for this world and take my past, filled with darkness, to shine the light for others so they can use it for their selves. The search for who I am is becoming a search for us all. We are in this thing called life together, and we are the vessels for this unseen world. All we have been makes us who we are. We have to know the darkness to understand the light when it shines like the stars in the nighttime sky. The last 2 years have led me into a world that I would never understand. I take what I can grasp for myself and give the rest to my God. I accept that the knowledge I have is for what I need at this time. Each day I am given a little more insight into why I am here. The end of times is upon us, and there is a time coming that will fulfill all the prophecies written for our world. When I am given information, I am amazed that it can be found in the Bible. I write about the lawless one in my next book that is also found in the Bible. I did not know who the lawless one was until I looked it up after I wrote it. I write about the unveiling, the armor for end of days, and the spiritual war in my next book. I get very anxious when writing about these topics, but I am told by my God that I am to continue learning about these upcoming events to help prepare us for what is coming. Some people do not understand what I write and ask me why I put so much time into such things. I have very little free time as I work full time and have 2 children. I stay up late at night and may average 4 hours of sleep to get this information to those who need it. I am told with urgency that we are in a time period that will reveal the world behind the veil. Those who call out to a Savior to help them during this time must reach in desperation for the light to see the truth of who they are. Those who do not care and only look towards the darkness will separate into a world that will not be sustained in the world of those in the light. Our world is going to shift, and the polarities of the light and dark will be physically seen. It will be like pouring oil into water, and the two will separate. Those in the darkness will not even see the separation. Those in the light will have to shield their thoughts as they release the despair for those who do not want the knowledge of what is here and is yet to be revealed. The separation begins for the end of days.